Now then, so before I get into the video, I am hoping to get to 1,000 subs before the end of July. So a bit of a goal I've set for myself. Once I get to that, going to be doing giveaways and things like that. So if you want to get involved in that, if you could subscribe, that would really help me out. Now, for today's video, we're having a look at a interesting little deck. So this is a deck that Maligian, which if you don't know who he is, really talented guy, used to play at top of the top, and now works on the development kind of team, the game testing one. And basically, he put out a series of tweets which more or less said, "Come on, we print you these good cards. You all say they're terrible, but they're actually good. Look, I've just taken Rience to 2,500." So yeah, that's was definitely a surprise to me to see. So I thought I'd give the deck a bit of a try. And I'm in a pretty good spot to do this because like I'm at 2,500 at the moment, so I can kind of see if it actually is good, because I think there's a lot of decks that at like 2450 or below you could basically get like a positive win rate with. There's not many decks short of just throwing in random cards that you can't get a pretty consistent win rate with. So we'll see how it goes on. But it looks like an interesting one. But the general idea is similar to like a Hyperthin typical kind of list, and the idea is we have Rika to be discarded by Rience to basically remove anything. You go down to like 0 or close to 0 cards, so Rience can then set an opponent's unit to 1 or kill it. You have All God to buff the things that are coming out, whether that's your T-Ball, whether that's your Knickers, your Afan, pretty flexible on that. You use it for your cards that are going to be jumping out, basically. And then typical sort of hyper thin stuff of you've got like the Imperial Brigades to pull out of the deck. You've got Cetharsius for hopefully boosting by 13 or 15 off T-Ball. And yeah, I'm surprised this deck did that well. I would have looked at this deck and thought it looks fun, but it probably isn't all that good. But apparently it did quite good for him, so we'll find out today. I'm going to use like the list he posted. I'm not making any changes or anything. I think personally I would have probably looked to try and squeeze a Colgrim into there, because I think Colgrim kind of makes sense. What you would drop for that, I'm not too sure. I think maybe some of the thinning could be a bit more refined. You know, you could maybe drop the Roach. But again, we'll see how it gets on, and I may mess about with it myself as time goes on. But yeah, that's it for the explanation. I think it'll be a wild ride of a deck, if nothing else. So we'll get into the games. Alright, so we're just on a bad one. I just recorded a game. We were against Jackpot, and I was like, okay, if we can beat Jackpot, that's probably a good sign. And when I just looked across at the recording, I was on the completely wrong scene. It was on like my little intro scene where there's no gameplay. And I mean, so what happened with the game was like, it wasn't terrible. I made a lot of mistakes with it being my first game, but it still felt pretty good. We lost to Jackpot by like 3 points, and I mean, I counted just my mistakes like in round 3, and we would have won that. I dropped about, I think it was about like 15 points or something, just for like small mistakes. So it was a lot better than I was expecting. And we used our leader in round 1, and I went to a long round 3, and they got to kill a 20-point Tharsius. So I was quite impressed, to be fair. I was not expecting it to do this well, like at all. But first proper game record. I'll take that one as a test, because I messed that one up, and I probably wouldn't have used it in the video anyway, because it was just abysmal play. But now we'll see what we can get done here. I think maybe using leader in round 1 isn't terrible with this list. In that last game, it kind of felt right. Kind of felt like that was what was needed, if that makes sense. I also really don't like this, because you know who's coming. So we probably don't play this to win, we just play it for the... I mean, we do have the option that when Foltest comes down, we purify the veil off it and then we lock it, but like, do we get away with that? by that point, they already get quite a bit of value out. I mean, our other play isn't that good either. It's just locking Barnard Student to reduce the like carryover, but I mean, we'll go for it. We'll purify this. We'll Alvaram the cavalry it. They're just going to get a lot of points, which is really sad. Really, really sad. And yeah, we're going to go to a long round here, but that's fine. Actually, do we? Do we? So if we leader 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, wait, we, no, leader actually wins us the round. Good stuff, right, so we put Mage Assassin on top. Knickers wants to be back in deck, as does Tibor. I was not. Oh, why does he come out now? He's best boy, so I'll let him off, but I wouldn't have minded that next round. But we go on, we make moves. So Afan can go back, Rico can go back. And we've got All God, that's pretty good. That is pretty good, to be honest. And All God, I suspect we'll probably use to boost, we'll boost Afan, we'll boost a Mage Assassin. And probably like Vilgefortz. Yeah, might as well set both of these up rather than wait. But yeah, we're looking to shorten down the round a little bit. I mean, I do actually enjoy this deck. I thought this would be an absolute clown fiesta. Oh shit, Shani coming out now. Okay. So going into next round, so we have, in terms of draws, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good draws, 1, 2, 3 bad ones. We need to put back 1 card. Honestly, we maybe just pass here. Siege is a bit scary. Siege is very scary though. So actually, I think we keep going. So yeah, we'll boost Afan, boost Mage Assassin, and we'll boost Vilgefortz. Looking good. It's looking good. And then we'll use the Blightmaker to thin out the Mage Assassin, and then the next Blightmaker we get, we'll use to thin out Afan. We'll DMT to get rid of Armored Cavalry and Sergeant, and then we should just be down to Tibor and Rika in deck, if I've done my maths right, because next turn we want to be drawing into Yenver, Blightmaker, Vilg. So we'll DMT, and we'll get rid of, so if we get rid of these two, we draw these 3. We mulligan back Mage Assassin. Ah, this gets awkward, doesn't it? This gets very awkward. Because we want to throw back Afan. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Because what we'll draw into, we're going to draw into Vilgefortz, Mage Assassin, Yenver, and then we throw back the Mage Assassin, we'll get Afan. Oh god, this gets awkward. This gets really awkward. We can thin out the Afan. Then we draw Rico instead. Oh god, this hurts my brain too much. Right, our draws next turn will have 5. No, this works. This works, I think. It just means we have to play Afan from hand. And that's fine. That's actually fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. God, I feel like I'm not even watching the game, I'm just trying to wrap my head around what we need to be doing here. I didn't even see what they did there. They used a banner to kill the other adept, which, whatever. It's whatever. If they don't use this, we actually get out of the round without going a card down, which is kind of mad. No fun. I mean, Hubert comes out. It's not bad. It's not bad. Cool. Right. Oh, my brain hurts after this one. My brain hurts. I feel like this deck is very good once you know what you're doing. It's wrapping your head around it that's the difficult part. Okay, so we put back T-Ball, and Afan has to be played from hand. Yeah, that's right. We got there. Because Rico's an agent as well, we can Blightmaker, just put it on top, and we spawn. Oh no, it's mages, isn't it? God. I'm mad. I'm mad.
Cheated. It will not be.
Honestly, Rien's to kill that isn't even bad. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Because if we let these stick, it gets a little gross. Gets a little bit gross. I think having played it, it maybe thins like one card too many, so maybe the Afan isn't necessary. That might be it. I mean, he did his work. He removed an engine, I guess. It's not all bad. Is maybe the idea Yenvo as well? Could be it, I don't know. Yeah, I guess if you Yenvo... if you Yenvo earlier, then we'd be in the same position, but we could like put the Afan back in exchange for whatever we Yenvo'd, but we didn't draw. Didn't draw into it. So it is what it is what it is. Now, if they're running a Baron, this is a little bit sad.
You crossed the wrong sorceress.
A little bit sad if they're running a Baron, because most of our points are just coming from the fact that T-Ball's a thing.
There will be rain or frost, perhaps.
Problem will as well be if Yen dies, because that is what we want to Vilg. Oh, no. I mean, we can play Blightmaker. The other option is like... Oh, man. They're going to have a Veraxis for that as well, aren't they? Are they? Let's say we take that and we Vilg to get it out, but then we don't have use for it. The other option is we Yenvo it and then we Blightmaker. Yeah, okay, this is the answer. We Blightmaker to move T-Ball to the top. and then Vilg is guaranteed to pull it when we kill our own Blademaker. It's fine, it's fine. But we almost certainly lose this one. Almost certainly lose this one. Yeah, you want to be on top. And then we have a 19 finisher if Afan stays on the board. Oh, got 2 1-point cards. And he's going to kill both. So we don't quite have that finisher, do we? Alright, yeah, this is a big loss. I guess we're still learning the deck. We're still learning. Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. I think we can win round 1 pretty easily. Okay, we're on blue coin, which is actually really good, because Curse Scroll helps a lot. Because there's just so many cards, so many cards that we just don't want in hand. But this isn't too bad, because we can Curse Scroll, we can put Rico at the bottom. Because we never want to draw into Rico. It's just what we want to pull. It's probably All God. As All God's just kind of good. I mean, he's been a little underwhelming in this deck. I think, as I say, I'm just using the list that Legion put out, so doesn't necessarily agree with some of the card choices. Like, I honestly think that cutting an All God for like a Colgrim makes a lot of sense, or like a Theon, or even like Lether. Like Lether would make sense for like a second Rience. Siege round 1. Cool. Cool. I guess we'll Blademaker. Check out the Mage Assassin. And we want to draw into... So we could get All God. We could also get the Imperial Brigade, thin those out. I think All God's maybe a little bit too slow is the problem. So yeah, we'll do this. Yeah, I think All God's going to be a little bit too slow with them playing Siege out. Alright, we have a lock for that at least. Surprising. 50-50? You know it hits there. Yeah. I was gonna say I'm not talented enough to dodge those. And that kind of pigeonholes us into using cavalry there because now we're without a soldier. It's funny, like Gwent is like a game that has like quite a low amount of RNG compared to most card games, but it's still surprising. Like the minor things are what change games. Because like say we'd be like, I mean we'd basically be like another point up on them. For example, we'd be at 14 points. We would have had the option to play Imperial Brigade. We'd probably still play the lock anyway. The value in that's pretty high, but yeah, it's the small things, isn't it? It's the small things. Yeah, and now we'd be at 22. We'd be up by 3 points. Kind of my point. It's a little sad, isn't it? It's a sad state of affairs. Sad state of affairs. What we'll probably do is Dead Man's Tongue. That would make the most sense, and honestly we're going to have to pass after that, I think. Don't see an option beyond passing. And I mean they played out the Siege at least. That's quite a scary card and we got it out early, so it's not all bad. But yeah, I'm still thinking about this list, like, I think All God needs to go. And maybe even replacing the Imperial Brigade with
We've to rise above.
what they called, hunting pack would make a lot of sense too. So we want to get rid of, what do we want rid of? Probably cavalry and sergeant. Roach is going to come out, and Roach comes out on the wrong row. Beautiful. And Knickers is here too. On the wrong row again. Well, let's see if they click this. I mean, if they click that, like, I'd maybe just bilg it. They don't need to click it at the moment. They have to pass if they don't click. Okay. Yeah, we're bilging that every day of the week.
Quite the menial task. This harvest will be
I'll take it.
black
I'll take it.
mountains.
This diviner seems a little weird as well in the list. I'm not too sure what this is supposed to be doing. I guess maybe if like Rience gets locked, but at 5 power he's kind of easily removed. And a lot more likely he's just going to get removed than he is getting locked, but is what it is. I mean, we almost certainly lose this round uneven. It's just a case of what more can we get out of them. Siding's always scary. What's this gonna be? Bombard? Yep. Yeah, if that wasn't obvious, that's definitely a loss uneven. We just have to accept it. But it's okay. It's okay. We still got leader. Still got leader, we still got all the important stuff. So we put back Afan. This sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good, isn't it? I mean, we want to see the adepts. But it's good. It's good. The stuff we don't want in our hand isn't here. The Purify comes in handy.
Stars contend who shall be victorious today.
I mean, we probably have to like Yenver Fall Test. But we don't want to use Fall Test because we don't want more cards adding to our deck, so we literally like play him on the edge so he never buffs anything. Like, we don't want the points of him. Or like have him buffing a gold card. Yeah, it can only buff gold cards actually. That's our only option. Still need to premium Donomir actually. Looks really, really nice. Oh, come on, my guy. See if they take the pass. It's alright. That is fine by me. And we'll boost T-Ball, we'll boost Mage Assassin, and we'll boost Afan. Then we'll Blank Maker to put Mage Assassin on top. And our leader will be what's putting Afan on top. Is the idea. And then we'll have 3 cards left in deck, right? After we play Yenver. If they don't use a leader here, I can say we'd invert that, but And we probably need to use... We're probably going to end up having to use like either our leader or one of our good Hyperthin cards. But they won't be as good because we haven't got down to that thin deck yet. We know that leader's not going to draw us into Rico as well. So there's a 1 in 4 that we miss being able to put Hyperthin back, but I think we just have to accept that. Yep, there he is. There he is. Yeah, and I think we're going to need to leader.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
Good stuff. So we can put back Hyperthin on top, Viper Witcher, and we'll put back Foltest. In terms of like Tatharsius and Yennefer's Invocation, Foltest is the best out of them. For like, if we kind of miss on it. Is there a 6 on the board? There isn't a 6.
We shall see what the future holds.
Beautiful. Beautiful. If there was a 6, I'd be happy enough to re-ents to kill it, but...
Bloody non-humans.
Oh, we're being bled down. Sad. Sad, 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 sad.
You best yield now.
I don't want to play the re-ents, but... if it happens, doesn't it? They need a lot here, though. And that's probably just a Pavetta. Cool. I was not expecting to get out of that round, so we take those. We take those. And now we want our hand to be Adept, Adept, Foltest. Do we? No, we probably want Tibor instead. Instead of Foltest. Because I would probably wager that Tibor's gonna be a little more points than whatever we pull of theirs.
How am I to catch it, Master? Sees me every time.
In fairness, if they're playing a Pavetta as well, Tibor just as easily just pulls out a what's it called? A blue stripe, and they're probably gonna pull blue stripes anyway, so. Do we just re-ents that? We maybe just re-ents that, you know. I don't mind that. I really don't mind that.
Remember that.
Just because I think I've just got aftershock of the sheer amount of, what's it called, points that reinforcements have got against me. Oh yeah, we'll play this and then set that to 1. And then we played Tibor. We hope we don't pull anything too scary.
Death to the enemy.
I mean, I feel slightly better. We couldn't have saved Rens to kill that anyway.
Give no quarter.
Alright, let's see if the last card plays for 2. I don't imagine that it does though. I don't imagine that it does. Yeah, that's a 6-point siege ladder. It's a lot closer than I expected though. It is a lot closer. Would we would have drawn if we'd have held the re-enter, not used on Pavetta. Yeah. Okay, so that one's on me. That's not the deck. I don't blame the deck for that one at all. If we'd have held re-ent like 1 turn, literally held it 1 turn, instead of just using its order there, we could have used its order on the 10-point what's his name? The 10-point blue stripes. So yeah, that one's on me. That one's on me. Okay, so while we're finding a game, which seems to be taking quite a while, I've literally tanked like 60 MMR trying the Legion version. I don't know why, but okay, we're not finding a match, but we'll find one eventually. You can kind of see I was at 1500, and I'm down at about 2450 now, I think. But I kind of decided, I was like, okay, let's just try some other stuff. I just couldn't get a win with it for the life of me. This might be a mirror. So what we've done is we changed a few things. I put in a Colgrim. I've got the list. I'll put the list up now on the right. But as you can see, we've swapped in like Hunting Pack. We've taken out Roach. We've put in a Colgrim. So we have less thinning. But we have more potential for points. So we have like a Triss now. We don't have All God because I found although his carryover's like really good, it's a bit too slow. No, stop it. No, this is a clog matchup, isn't it? I mean, like, you can play, like, this version's reasonable as well, like Hyperthin, but you just run more clog stuff as well. Ugh. What can you do? What can you do, honestly? I mean, I don't want to play any of this, to be honest. Play our adepts, whatever. Because it's like, I can't even throw away the cards because I need it for the thinning. Alright, we'll be passing on 7 anyway, so we'll get what thinning we can done. Hopefully there's no clog coming. But there's probably clog coming, let's face it, there's probably clog coming here. Yep. Yeah, so this is going to be painful. This is going to be a painful one. But we'll figure it out. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. I've really not been impressed with Rian's though, to be honest. As much as I want him, as much as I want to enjoy it, does not feel like a good card. Does not feel like a good card at all. But at least we have leader, right? The curp in my voice. Oh, we need to throw back knickers as well. This is getting bilged, so. Okay. I have no idea what we want to do. I mean, honestly, I kind of want to take that snowdrop. I'm not completely opposed to just straight up Yennefer's Invocation in that. Alright, we're not going to get to the Hyperthin Dream, so we might as well take the value while we can. Then it's probably just going to have to be like Catharsis or something, just something to get us started. Because we're looking a bit brick heavy, and leader isn't going to help with that all that much. Golga Fed, no, not like this. I mean, it depends what they give us, in fairness.
Don't touch. Those mixtures sustain me.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. Okay, so they've got the snowdrop back now. That was another card I considered because obviously the combination with your leader is just absolutely nuts. Don't know why they let Meath in my deck though. I'm obviously not going to complain, but is what it is. Is what it is. We can thin our dogs, and then they probably just smack us with coated weapons or something. No? Okay.
I like you whether you like
Cool.
us or not.
Yeah, so we'll Dead Man's Tongue. Clear out some of this. Also lets us know what we'll get off our leader, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. We can line it up a little better. Shock. It's looking very garbage, isn't it? So, I mean, just have to chuck the Nausicaa Sergeant and the Courier. And we'll play our leader, and we're gonna have to keep some Guardians in our hand. It's a little sad. We have a few. We have a few Guardians. Knickers can go back, and Guardian. Not fun. It is not fun.
I'm coming for you.
Okay. I think we're fine with that.
I bring death.
And where are you? We'll do Afan. Just because like we don't want to put on more Guardians for him to clog with so. I mean they can clog us with like more dogs, but I'd rather them clog us with dogs rather than Guardians. More points. So Dandelion. Interesting choice. I guess it's pretty thinning, isn't it? This is quite something though. It's quite something. Alright, Hail Mary.
Nothing to pick up when I'm done with you.
It's above average. And Knickers is out, Dex thinner, it's a dream. Colgrim's obviously going to be very sad, but on the flip side so is theirs, so. What we most likely do is we Vilg one of these, hopefully pull something quite important for them.
We shall see what the future holds.
Pretty sad. Pretty sad. Rience is going to see 2 Guardians and... What's the other card afterwards? Forgotten what the card afterwards was. It may have been T-Ball. I mean, I guess it's fine. We can Vilg that.
Quite a menial task.
I mean, it works. It works, I guess. Makes their Rience a hell of a lot worse.
Your blade is just an extension of your will.
If they play the last card, we need to play both of ours. Dad. Okay, so. And now Rience needs to get something good. Come on, one time.
Time for a rematch, Lady Yennefer.
Alright, this deck has drained the life out of me. I have not got the patience anymore for this. I think there's potential there, but I'm of the same mind as I always have been about Rience. It's not a good card. It's not good. It's not good. And I think a lot of I'm just drained, honestly. I've lost the past like 9 games. This is painful. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this deck. I personally don't think it's all that good. But you can't say I didn't try. You can't say I didn't try. So, hope if nothing else it was enjoyable for you, and I'll catch you on Thursday.